Welcome to Venusian Soul Tarot. Today I'm back with a timeless pick a card reading, and it's going to be a message from the universe. So I want you to cast your gaze over the cards and ask your higher self which card has a message for you. We have group number 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. If you need to pause the video to meditate further, please do so. But for those of you who are ready, let's get started. Hi, group 1. So with message from the universe and this soul child card, I'm getting that energy of birthing something into the physical, right? And with this black obsidian, it's funny because I didn't feel like this crystal went with the card, but I kept being drawn to black obsidian and I heard a difficult birth, right? So there's this sense here of there's something you're bringing to life, or there's something that spirit is calling you to bring to life, but it may be difficult to ground it in the physical or to bring it into, fruition or fulfillment. So, and I'm getting for some of you, this could relate as well with Six of Cups and King of Cups to like a childhood dream or a long-standing dream and desire with King of Cups. But again, I keep hearing this is linked to your heart's desire and it's also linked to your happiness and fulfillment. But again, there may be some difficulties in bringing it through into form, or there could be some fear or, difficulty, hesitation in regards to, I'm just getting like 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles. There may be a lot of effort or action that spirit is requiring from you in order to align or bring this into fruition. Some of you as well, you could have been working towards this, but it feels like there's been, some closed doors or things have just been difficult in regards to actually seeing the results, actually seeing the fruits of your labor. And it's like spirit is asking you not to give up and not to surrender in regards to your desires and your pursuits. With the 5 of Swords, or 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 10 of Wands, there could be a mindset here or certain limiting beliefs that's also affecting your ability to bring this into form. I also notice as well, like you may be seeing the number 5. We have 5 here and 14. So you could be seeing 55 or 555. But again, I feel like there's a lot of change and there's a change needed in regards to your mindset or what you think is possible. And with 7 of Swords and 5 of Swords, I keep hearing as well, don't allow your mind to talk you out of your truth and what you know to be true. Because for many of you, I feel like, again, this is a long-standing dream or this is something you have wanted and worked toward for some time. And Spirit is saying like you're on the right path. This is meant for you, but the physical world may not be reflecting that. Or in the physical world, it may look like this isn't possible. And that it's easier to surrender or it's easier to let this go. And it's like spirit is saying like it could be for some of you like you're at that breakthrough moment where it's like the final hurdle. But with 9 of Swords and 10 of Wands, this can be, of course, overthinking it or, analysis paralysis, your mind telling you something's not possible. But with the 10 of Wands, it's like overcoming and letting go of certain barriers or burdens. And I keep hearing they're definitely of the mind and they're mental, but they could also be reflected as physical world challenges. So I feel like spirit and the universe is giving you the strength and the courage to persevere and proceed as something that is in alignment with you and for you. And with 7 of Swords and 5 of Swords, again, it's like talking yourself out of your dream, but it may feel like you're being practical. Right? Like it's like that mindset of, well, like maybe I can't do this, or maybe that path is a little too strenuous, or maybe this isn't in alignment. And then you talk yourself out of what you already know. And Spirit is saying you can do this. The reason you keep coming back to this dream or vision is because it is for you. And with soul child, I feel like this is something that's very close to your heart or the purpose of why you incarnated. And that could be why as well the universe is saying it's not as easy to let go of. Your first oracle is Well of Dreams. Creation, visions, messages, dissolve the veil, bliss, dreams. That's what I'm getting. I'm hearing don't give up on your dreams. But with this turtle energy as well, I'm getting patience, right? Like it could be taking longer than you envisioned, or it may require a level of patience to really bring it into form in the physical world. But if you're getting a lot of visions and downloads about this, or you keep, again, I'm getting someone's mind constantly comes back to this dream. Even if you feel like it hasn't worked out, or even if you faced setbacks in the past, there's a sense that just keep trying, keep going. Star connection, guidance from the stars, galactic self-unified field. I also feel like spirit will be showing you signs, omens, synchronicities that let you know to persevere on this path, that this path is aligned for you, that this dream is meant for you. I'm also getting this energy of trusting yourself, right? And having faith in the process and the journey. With guidance from the stars, I'm also getting this energy, because it's above Five of Swords, there's this energy of you allowing your soul and that truth to guide you and help you navigate this journey rather than the ego and the mind. Because I feel like your mind may see barriers or obstacles where it's not that there aren't any. I feel like there are some barriers here, but it's like it's not the final verdict. It's not the ultimate truth. And when you perceive things from a higher vantage point or higher perspective, it's going to motivate and encourage you to keep going. We also have attachment, accumulation, defensiveness, scarcity, and you have attachment with the Nine of Swords. Yeah, this can also be attachment to negative thinking or a way of thinking that's a block for you. You may also be seeing the number 22 or 222, which is again a sign from the universe that, the divine is working with you. With attachment, I'm getting there's this need to almost surrender, still take action, but surrender the how, surrender the specifics so that the universe can co-create with you, and to not limit yourself. But I'm getting these limits are coming mentally. They're like mental burdens or thought patterns and beliefs that leave you feeling as though you can't do something or create something. This can also be, I'm looking at all the coins here. These could be, with Nine of Swords, negative thoughts about your ability to generate abundance from this. And you have exploration, boldness, unknown, limitless. When you look at this exploration and this bold energy, it's almost like when you break through that barrier of your comfort zone or even your belief system with the Nine of Swords and Ten of Wands, that's when you see the breakthrough in the physical. That's when things really start to move and you start to see that progress. It could also be trying a different approach in terms of you're not surrendering or giving up on the dream per se, but the way you're going about it is changing and the way you're thinking about it has shifted. You may be seeing a lot of repeating numbers because now we have 66, or you could be seeing 666, but I just keep getting these number sequences. So there might be a lot of synchronicities coming through. Okay, you have serious star blessings. Yes, proceed, be seen, push through. This is the meaning of this group, I feel. This card perfectly describes what your guidance is from the universe, is to keep going. Because I feel like you are on the right track, even if it's not showing results or it doesn't feel like it. But with proceed, be seen, push through, again, it's like a breakthrough. Some of you are waiting for a breakthrough or you're about to have a breakthrough. But it's almost like when you listen to your heart, it's encouraging you and you want to proceed. But when you get in your mind or that mental realm, it kind of tells you about certain limitations or maybe talks you out of your dream and what's possible. And we have here Earth Star activation, anchoring, grounded action, Isis energy. So exactly, it's like I kept getting this difficult birth and it's like needing to ground it in the physical and anchor it in the physical. This could also be spirit saying, in order for this dream to fully come alive or to life, there's a need for greater action. That's the only way to make it tangible, because for some of you, you could have been in a phase where you've been doing a lot of inner work, or you've been aligning, you've been raising your vibration, you've been healing, but now it's time to truly bring it to form physically. And we have psychic gifts, wise sage awareness, call to action. So you have call to action with grounded action with the Three of Pentacles. So yeah, and Spirit is saying, even if at first it doesn't have the results or the traction that you hope for, there's a need to keep going. I feel for this group, this dream, it is personal to you, but it may be, you know, transpersonal in the sense that it's going to offer a lot of value to others, or there's something about this dream that's very beneficial to the collective, because I feel like spirit, there's almost an urgency in terms of spirit really wanting you to pursue this or to take action towards this. And I feel like it may have a lot of value or benefit to others. Here you have the diamond ray, diamond light body, high frequency activations, planetary grid work with the Eight of Pentacles. For some of you, this is something that raises awareness for others or raises the vibration and frequency and consciousness on the planet. And that's why it's so important. For some of you, you may have been in a phase where you were doing more of this grid work in silence, in solitude, right? Where you're raising your frequency, you're, you know, focusing on maybe your spiritual path, your own process. But now it's time to bring this consciousness out into the world, this energy. We have blessings, yeah. There are blessings that are going to come from pursuing your dreams, but again, you may not be seeing it yet. It may not have materialized yet, or there may be a need for further action before you're going to see the tangible results of what you've been working on or what you've been aligning to. Because I had fulfillment. Yeah, with blessings and fulfillment, it's like if you keep moving towards this dream, you are going to find fulfillment, you are going to find success, but there's a need here to believe in it and to be patient as well with the timing and the process. We also have Michael and Faith, spiritual calling, divine protection, breakthrough moment. Yeah, you are divinely led and protected. You may have a really strong connection with Archangel Michael, but even here, and Isis here. But with faith, I'm getting, there's a need for you to have faith, right? In order to see this to completion, or in order to continue to believe in this dream, even when the world may be giving you reasons to doubt or to give up. And you also have here Rumi, mystical knowing, breaking boundaries, personal experience of God. I feel like this dream has been placed in your heart by God, by the divine, and it's a major purpose for you incarnating. But again, I was talking about breaking through your comfort zone, right? Stepping into the unknown, stepping into this limitless energy, and you have breaking boundaries. So again, I feel like the divine, the universe, God is helping you to step into a new paradigm and step into this new energy. You also have a door to the infinite. At my heart center, there is a door that leads to the infinite. Today, I visit my heart center and open that door. As I enter, I experience a deep sense of serenity, and I understand that I am eternal and that I am indestructible. From here, I can see beyond my life's challenges to the higher levels of my existence. I know now that my inner light is infinite. Okay, so with this last line as well, we have see beyond my life's challenges to the higher levels of my existence. What I'm getting with that is like seeing past the current challenges you have, even if it looks like doors aren't opening or things aren't going to plan, to the higher purpose. Like stay focused on your higher vision and what you know is truly aligned for you spiritually and also long term. We have master of my life. I dedicate my strength to the divine within me, aligning myself with the true sovereign of my life. My ego steps aside as I listen to my inner voice and act in accordance with the truth I hear. In this way, I become the master of my life. I live in abiding humility, grace, and love for the glory of God. Yeah, and with master of my life, I'm hearing creator of your own life. And Spirit is saying you are forging your own path, and that's always going to be more difficult when you're bringing in something new, right? Or when you're kind of mastering your own consciousness rather than just allowing life to take you. And that's not to say you shouldn't surrender and move and flow with life, but there's a sense here of taking action in a direction or on a path that is meaningful for you and allowing the universe to co-create with you and not kind of falling or lapsing into what is easiest, right? Because for some of you, you may be at a point on your spiritual journey or path, or even in terms of like your life purpose career, where you're getting some pushback, or it's like a really difficult process to get through. But Spirit is saying, coming through this, you're going to get that breakthrough moment and things are really going to flourish, and you will understand why you were directed on this path in the first place, or why this path truly felt aligned towards you in the first place. And there's almost a sense that the material is going to meet you where you're at, and the material world is going to reflect everything that you have cultivated internally. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 2. So, message from the universe, I'm hearing it's like finding people for you that are collaborative, that are on your wavelength and on your vibration with this family of light. Because I'm getting for some of you, you may have had connections that were at best difficult, is what I want to say, or connections where they didn't feel fully aligned or they weren't on your frequency. There could have been a lot of chaos that has come through other people, especially with this Five of Wands and Five of Cups, like people that bring turmoil, confusion, toxicity. There's something here around, you know, cutting cords with those who aren't in alignment, so that you can really find your tribe or those who support your vision. With Ace of Pentacles and King of Pentacles, it's like those who inspire you to be your best self, to help you elevate, or for some of you, even support you in pursuing a particular path or dream. But it's like you may have dealt with others who just, I don't know, I just keep getting the word chaos. Whether it's mental chaos or chaos in your life, it's like attracting those who make life harder, essentially, or make your path more difficult than it needs to be. And it's like now you're aligning with people that do feel as though they're, yes, soul family, but it's like they share a similar vision, or maybe even like the mindset, like the way they think about life or the way they think about things is similar to you, and you can kind of come. It's like both of you are walking the same path, right? There's not as much discord. And I do feel like a lot of the discord was actually energetic, that you were interacting with people or surrounded with people that just were on a completely different wave of consciousness. And perhaps they weren't quite able to understand your perspective, your mindset, you know, your overall energy. I also feel as though the other message from the universe is that you've succeeded at breaking through into a new level of being or state of consciousness. I feel like you yourself are on a higher wavelength or frequency than you have been previously, and that's creating breakthroughs here as well. With Two of Swords and Two of Pentacles, I also feel like in the past you could have had connections where it made you question yourself, your path, why you're here, like your destiny. And now it's like you're around people that bring you more clarity, or who reflect the clarity that you found within yourself. Because with Justice, I feel like for some of you, you may have had to cut a lot of people out of your life, or at the very least set firm boundaries with others, because it was throwing you out of balance or it was throwing you out of alignment. And it's like when you did that, or since you've done that, now you've been able to find your equilibrium, you've been able to come to a place of knowing and balance internally. And I feel like the type of people that you attract or draw toward you are those who also have that inner stability, or those who have also found that balance internally. With Five of Wands and Five of Cups, there could have been quite a few disappointments, because I feel like some people may have presented as though they were like soulmate energy or were aligned to you, like soul family, and then certain events transpired, or they would act in a way that kind of either would blindside you or you weren't expecting. And it's like you may have had to live through quite a few karmic cycles where there was a lot of disappointment, either in love or just connections, and maybe even in family, right? Like this could be pertaining to family dynamics for you as well. But I'm just getting, it's like you're going to have a brand new experience of connection, of truly supportive, loving connections. I also feel like, again, with Two of Swords and Two of Pentacles, I heard finding people that get you out of your head and into your heart space. So it's like finding people as well that live from the soul, live from truth, rather than fear and competition and negativity. You're also having a joy of life. Trust, open your hands, share, let go with the Two of Swords. And with this card as well, like with open your hands, share, let go, there's a sense here of trusting as well those who, I just heard sing the same song, because I'm seeing these musical notes here, but there's a sense here I think there's a Rumi quote where it's like, find those who fan your flames. And that's what I'm getting. It's like finding those people that make you excited to be alive. Also finding people that have perhaps a more optimistic view of life or joy of life. Like they love to be alive. They're passionate, they're inspired. They live from joy. They don't live from lack or, negativity. And it's like the more you surround yourself with these people, the more I feel like your consciousness is going to elevate. With Siren and Mystery's dream for the new earth, time now for a magical life, you're in a brand new timeline and chapter as well. Because the other message is Spirit is saying these people came into your life to help you become this phoenix, to help you transform yourself. And maybe there were some lessons here where you had to do so alone, right? Where you didn't have the support, the guidance, the love that you may have wanted from others, but it forced you to lean on your own reserves or your own inner resources to build this internally. But what I'm getting as well, like you may have had people that tried to drink from your cup, right? They were trying to take from you, but they didn't have anything to give. I shouldn't say that. Everyone has something to give to a degree, but our inner reserves and who we have become internally determines the amount of love we have to offer, right? I'm getting like you're meeting those whose cup is also overflowing, and can you see how both are pouring and blending together? I've actually never noticed this in the card, that there's two vessels here filled and they're joining forces. So for some of you, there could be a really significant connection where you're joining forces with that person, or they are a loving support in your life that's helping you transform. Okay, we have emotional freedom, vulnerability, flowing, rebalancing. Yeah, and it's also like feeling as though you're safe to be vulnerable again. In past experiences, it may not have been safe to be vulnerable, and it could have been when you opened up or when you'd share things emotionally, people weren't really understanding where you were coming from, or they weren't able to meet you there. But there's something now, it's like I just keep hearing you sing the same song or you speak the same language. And now I'm seeing like, I'm hearing that phrase, birds of a feather flock together. There's something about like finding your, I don't want to use the term species, but it's going to feel like that. For some of you, you're literally star seeds and you're finding or connecting with another star seed, right? Someone that comes from a different dimension, a similar dimension, someone who also may feel quite different compared to, current consciousness on Earth. We have magical realms, belief, confidence, co-creative power. Again, it's like combining forces to create something with another. This could also be like end up being like a business partner or someone at the very least who encourages you towards a business, a career pursuit, a project. But it's like they see your vision, they share a similar vision. But it's like they fan your flames, right? They want to see you soar. They want to see you fly. They know what you're capable of. They're not someone that's like, oh, but what if this goes wrong? Or what if you can't do it? Or, I don't know if your idea is good enough. There's someone that's always helping you elevate and they keep growing and elevating themselves. Okay, we have crystal skull wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. I feel like you've had a lot of clarity from the past, like past experiences has made it very clear to you what is aligned for you and what isn't. With high vibrational energy, I've already said, like, I feel like you've already raised your vibration, or it's like you're operating on a 5D level of consciousness, which may make it difficult at times to connect with those who are more, in a 3D or more practical. I feel like now it's like you're aligning with those who get you on a soul level, on a spiritual level. We also have Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. Yeah, and it's like you've mastered the art of being yourself and embracing and accepting all aspects of yourself. And now it's only right that you find someone that also can embrace you as you are and understands you as you are. I also feel with uniqueness, you're here to live a life or walk a path that may be different to, the mainstream. There's an element of like the road less traveled or forging a path that's unique and distinct to you. You also have portal, 5D healing temple, astral travel. Again, confirmation that I feel like For you, I feel like you've healed from the past. That's one message. But I also feel like you're on this 5D level of consciousness. And you've expanded your spirituality and your spiritual gifts to such a degree that it may be difficult at times to connect with those who haven't taken this journey. We have expansion, galactivations, initiation, ancient Egypt. Yeah, and again, it's like you're meeting someone, and this could be multiple people, but I'm seeing one connection that's very significant. You're meeting someone that helps you expand into your highest version of self. And again, I feel like you and this soul go way back. Like for some of you, you have a connection to Sirius, or you've incarnated in Sirius together, but also ancient Egypt. I also feel like this is someone that's also an old soul and may not resonate with, I just heard earthly customs or ways of being. Okay, we have healing chaos. Yeah, I feel like, again, it's like you may have connected with people that seem to just bring storms into your life. Again, I feel like that served its purpose. I feel like there was a karmic purpose for that. And it's like that chaos transformed you into, into the butterfly. You can see the butterfly flying free. So it could have brought things to conscious awareness that you needed to transcend in this lifetime. But it also, you became the phoenix from these experiences. And you also have here adventures. I also feel like now it's like you're going to have a brand new experience of relationships, and you could very well have a new adventure with this person, right? Like they could set you on a new path, or you may experience new things or create new things together, which has a ripple effect in your world and in your reality. Okay, we have transcending fear. Facing fear leads to fearlessness. Embrace your power. Yeah, and with this emotional freedom, again, you may have been on a solo journey where you were embracing your power, you were overcoming limiting beliefs and fears within yourself, you were creating, like forging your own path. But I feel like now it's time to join forces with another, and both of you, I feel like, are whole and complete within. Both of you have done that inner work to awaken individually before coming together. And we have spiritual awakening, interconnectedness, understanding the inner workings. Yeah, with co-creative power, it's like learning how to work with another in a balanced way, in a way that doesn't bring, like this tornado, this storm into your life, or doesn't create, upheaval. You may also be learning, or will be learning, how to balance your needs, your feelings, your experience with the needs, the feelings and views of another person. With interconnectedness as well and understanding the inner workings, I feel for this group you have a really vast understanding of relationships and navigating certain relationship dynamics because of what you've experienced and what you've lived through. I also feel like your awakening, your ascension has gone to much higher levels in solitude than it would have if someone was there beside you on this path, at least at an earlier stage. So we have God sustains me. As I turn each day over to God, my worries ease and my resistance softens. In the arms of God's love, I find inner peace even in challenging times. Today, my faith provides me with great strength. I welcome all that comes my way, knowing that the love of God sustains me. See, for some of you, you are building your connection with God, with Source, with your inner realm. And it's like, and that's why sometimes solitude is important during that process, right? Because the love we get, if we're reliant on an external form of love, we may not discover that love internally and become that love. And there's something here where I feel like you've really built your foundation internally and spiritually speaking on God, on the divine. But now I feel like it's time for connection because we have together in the light. I give thanks for all who enter my life. I understand we are all exactly who and where we are supposed to be, and everyone contributes to each other's personal growth. Every reaction someone draws from me is a gift from their soul to mine, meant to help free me from inner conflicts. Today, by focusing on my own development rather than on others' faults, I become one with the divine. Yeah, that's the path you were on, right? Because ultimately, even when we have chaotic relationships or difficult relationships, it helps to bring up certain triggers, emotions, wounds to the surface. And for this group, I feel like you were doing like deep level healing that was emanating from other lifetimes. So for some of you, you were meeting people who were here to help heal past lives, past timelines, and to really help you in this lifetime fully become one with the divine or fully merge with a higher level of consciousness, which I feel like has happened. So Spirit is saying if those experiences weren't there, you wouldn't have attained such a high level of consciousness now. So it's almost like this energy of a blessing in disguise. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 3. So for this group, I feel as though you're in a brand new phase and era in your life, like where I'm getting like there's more light, there's more joy, there's more abundance and peace. I just feel like it's a transformation in terms of maybe mindset, but even in terms of love, especially self-love. I'm just getting this sense of you feeling overwhelming. You can see from this depiction, it's like your heart is overflowing with love, with compassion, with joy, with peace, with bliss. I just feel like some of you may be coming out of like a dark night of the soul, or there's been some heavy release work here where it's like you're now prepared for this new chapter or to stand in your light is what I'm hearing. I just heard you've accepted your wings, or it's like you're coming into a phase of this is like a very soft, beautiful energy, like a soft-hearted energy with this rose quartz where, it's safe to be gentle. It's safe to express more of yourself. You may have greater peace of mind as well. But with Eight of Swords, it's also coming out of fear, or even Eight of Swords, Four of Cups can be like boredom, stagnation, or a phase in your life that may have felt as though it was dragging out. Like it was difficult to make progress, or it's like, oh, like when is this cycle or chapter going to end? Like, why do I keep circling back around to this? But it's something now where it's like you're receiving that breakthrough, or there's changes coming in. And I just noticed as well, you have 3710 and you have 10 here. So 1010, closing out a cycle. With the Page of Swords and Queen of Pentacles as well, like you may be having new ideas, or there could be new ideas coming in that help to usher in a new chapter. It could be a new project as well, because I'm drawn to that pentacle she's holding. So it could be like an inspiration or an idea for something you can start or you're going to begin that brings you a sense of fulfillment, joy, peace of mind, and from there you're going to create. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, you've been through a dark night of the soul or an ego death. There's been some sort of transformative process that you've gone through, and it's like now you're coming out the other side. I just heard as well, like I'm looking at this picture and I heard my heart is healed. So for some of you, this phase or this change of cycles is also the end of a healing cycle. Yeah, and I feel like you're becoming more gentle, more vulnerable, more like your heart is softening. If there was any like defensiveness or pain around that heart chakra, it's like they're showing me like ice melting. And it's like as that thaws or as you release that energy, things are going to feel as though, number one, more peaceful, more harmonious. You're going to feel more aligned just within yourself internally. And with the star and the sun, I feel like, again, you're going to be shining very bright. Like the light that you're radiating, it's like going through a dark night of the soul, and then you come out of that phase or that cycle and you're, firing on all cylinders. You're lit up, you're glowing, you radiate this golden light, this aura. And I feel like other people are going to be picking up on that energy that you radiate. We also have here healing, gentleness of love, realignment, transformation. But what I'm getting is like transformation complete, right? Where you've already transformed, or you've already been through that cycle of healing and growth. And it's like now you're whole, you're complete, and your heart is healed. But with realignment as well, I was getting that you may be being aligned to a new path or a new trajectory. So you could be starting something new, or you could feel called to create something new or move in a different direction because of this healing process and because of this change. Hey, you also had here cosmic self. You are a cosmic being. Stay confident in your truth. And with that transformation as well, it's like you may have also transformed into someone who is very confident, but this isn't ego-based. And that's why I feel for some of you, you may have gone through an ego death. Well, there could have been a process here of, you know, a lot of transformation, alchemy, where you've really changed your mindset or how you view the world, or there's been some sort of rebirth where you're a drastically different person, or there's been a drastic change in consciousness, which has then had a ripple effect and really is really changing your outer reality. Even like your mindset, like how you perceive things, I feel like there's a lightness to you, because I'm drawn to these wings, but then I just heard light as a feather. So energetically and spiritually, it's like you've become lighter, or there's an energy here where you're allowing yourself to kind of let go of things that weighed you down, or burdens, you know, obstacles, past wounds. It's like you're just letting it all go. And I feel like for some of you, that's the process you've been on, which is like an ego death or a shedding, like a purification process. Because the other card we have here is past life healing, letting go of anger, forgiveness. Yeah, I already said I felt a softening around that heart space. So if there was any, because some of you, do you know when there's some wounds there and we can kind of, our heart can become a little, I don't know if cold is the right word, but there's defenses around it, right? Where we're not allowing people to access it, or we kind of like close up a little bit. It's like I'm seeing someone opening up and allowing everything to come out, to examine wounds, past pains, past emotions, and really clearing and cleansing that energy. And the other card you had was the void. Ego shattering, soul fragments, emptying. This is exactly what you've done, right? It's like you've let go of, you know, pent up emotions, repressed emotions. Some of you have done or gone through a process as well of soul retrieval, where you actually called aspects of yourself back, and it's like you've integrated them. But this, with this integration process, it's like you've come out the other side as this cosmic self, as this higher self, or in this higher state of being. People may feel like, those who have known you for significant periods of time may feel like you're a completely different person, that there's, you know, there's something very different about your energy, or they don't, you know, they may not see you in the same light. Even your energetic field, like how, you know, how people react in your presence is very different. I just feel like your energy is unrecognizable. Okay, we also have here release with the Wheel of Fortune. So again, you've had to release, I'm hearing a lot, but a past cycle definitely. But it's like I keep getting this analogy of like shedding old skin, or shedding a version of yourself. I also feel for many of you, you've completely shed the past. You're not carrying the past with you anymore. You're not allowing the past to determine who you are now or where you're going. It's like you're staying true to your soul, to your essence, to who you want to be, and that's determining your path. Okay, the other card you had here was wisdom with the Fool. But can you see how this mermaid is see-through? That's, I keep getting this analogy of light as a feather. So you may be feeling a lot lighter. Your vibration may be feeling very ethereal to others. Others definitely, I think, will be able to sense that you've changed, but they may not be able to put their finger on why you're so different or what has changed, right? Because some of it may not be, you know, fully perceivable. It may be happening like beneath the surface, or it's happening on an esoteric level. But again, I feel for this group, this was a huge rebirth that you've been through with this void energy. This is like a huge ego death, or a huge shift in mindset that changes your reality or changes how you move through the world. You have exiled. Illusion of separation, disconnect, isolation. Some of you may have been in isolation or needed time to go through this rebirth in solitude. But with exiled as well, I feel like it's like, because they're showing me someone that takes a journey of self, and they feel exiled, but then they come home to themselves and they find everything within, right? Through source. So there's something here, it's like feeling a sense of, or operating in a consciousness of separation. But then it's like going on this spiritual journey where you come home to all that is. There's an integration and an awakening process here. You also had here reflective truth, identity, self-love, acceptance. Yeah. I feel like there's this energy of complete self-love, self-acceptance, healing. And also, some of you have done a lot of mirror work, like mirror work, shadow work, deep diving, shedding of the past, letting go of old versions, an old version of yourself or who you once believed yourself to be. I keep hearing you've come home to yourself. And with that as well, like it may, when you come home to yourself, you come home to your purpose, right? Because, you know, you are the purpose ultimately. So there's something here where perhaps coming home to yourself or having a newfound awareness of who you are has also helped to guide you in terms of what you want to do in the physical world. Because we have a Akashic Stargate aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. I feel like the changes you've made in terms of healing and ascension have put you on a new path, a higher timeline, a higher trajectory. And I feel like the divine spirit is helping to guide you in that direction. And that could be, I feel like you're embarking on something new, or there's like a new path or a new timeline opening up. And this could be very much linked to your purpose, because I keep being drawn to this pentacle in her hand, and it feels like there's a pursuit here. And with that Page of Swords, it's like an idea. Spirit is giving you downloads or ideas in terms of what to create or what to do next. We have Seraphim's Gateway, voice activation, angelic attunement, divine support. Okay, so with this card as well, there's a sense here of you, firstly, you may be using your voice with heart transmission and voice activation. I feel like your ability to have a healing effect on others is really powerful right now as well because of the consciousness that you're in. So some of you could be using your voice to, you know, bring peace, bring healing, bring support to others, and that's part of your purpose. But I'm also getting here, it's like, I already said, it's like you have your wings. You're in this energy of this earth angel, right? Very healing, very nurturing, very loving. And I feel like others may be drawn to that frequency. We have Mary Magdalene, sacred vessel, you are the answer, be guided to your purpose. And that's what I was saying, when you find yourself, you find your purpose, right? Because they're one and the same. And that's what's happening right now. It's like you're fully stepping into your purpose, but you know your energy, your consciousness is the remedy. It's what you're bringing, right? That's your gift to the world. And with sacred vessel, in order for me to be this sacred vessel, right, I have to empty out, or I just saw 1212 on the timer. I have to empty out all like limiting beliefs, past pains, past wounds, energies that don't align with this greater purpose. And it's like, it's almost like the divine has helped you empty yourself of, and I'm even getting like past life energies, emotions, wounds. And it's like the divine has helped you empty out all of the conditioning to make more room for the divine. But this could have been quite an arduous rebirth. We have Hatha, light activation, acceleration, brilliance, stand in your light. So again, and we have the sun here as well, right? And the star. So there's something about your light and your frequency that's really potent right now, or people are really noticing that energy and being drawn to it. I also feel like you're here to share your light, to share this energy, to help illuminate or awaken others. Here's have letting go. Today, remembering that God is within and around me, I release myself to God's hands and regain my inner peace. I know God is providing me that which is most beneficial for my soul. I know that God is sending angels to help me face any difficulties that arise. I let go into God's will, knowing the best is yet to come. I feel like, again, there's this energy of shedding everything that is not God, right? That is not of source, that is not of the light. Transmuting that energy and kind of coming back to self. But I also feel like some of you as well have reached a higher level of consciousness where you can find and sense and see God in all things and all people. We just have openness. I know that when one door closes, another opens. Today, I trust the universe, I trust myself, and I trust life. No matter what has gone before, I have faith that something better is on its way. My willingness to release the past prepares me to accept the many new opportunities God opens before me. So again, you've completely closed out a cycle. You've let go of the past. You've healed the past. You've transmuted those energies and emotions. And it's like, I feel like there's a new, it's not a new purpose or destiny, but it's a new phase of your purpose where you're fully aligned to it, or you may really be encouraged to take action towards your purpose, and spirit is really guiding you along that path or in that direction. And I feel as though there's this energy of like new beginnings, right? With the full energy, like a fresh start, a new chapter, a new cycle. I feel like you're reborn and renewed, and your life is going to reflect this new level of consciousness and energy. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, group 4. So we have this tiger's eye here, and I keep hearing that song Eye of the Tiger, and it's like really, I'm getting this strong energy of you coming into your power, or you coming into your truth. So I am sensing for some of you, it's like you may be in this phase of empowerment, you know, becoming whole. There could have been as well, I'm getting here like a self-love journey where you've really, you know, taken the time to learn yourself, know yourself, and, you know, come into this place of balance. Because with Emperor and Empress, again, this could indicate counterparts, and we do have Ace of Cups here, so this can also represent a connection. But I'm getting for some of you, it's almost like an integration process, right? Where you've integrated different aspects or polarities within yourself, and it's like you become the master of self. Yeah, with Beam of Light, I just get this perfect union within yourself and this balance of, it could be like the masculine and the feminine polarities, right? Like the practical world, the material world with the spiritual, with the divine. And it's like, or it's almost like a balance between heaven and earth where you're able to channel energy from both dimensions. But I just feel like there's this really powerful energy that you've embodied, but it's like you're still grounded as well. Like you're soaring at these heights in terms of your level of consciousness, but there's still this grounded, peaceful energy to you. Or there's still, it's almost like this knowing of who you are, what you're about, what you're here for. And I feel like even with some changes in terms of the energy around you, it doesn't throw you out of balance. Like, you know who you are. You're kind of very stable in terms of your inner reality. With Five of Pentacles and the Devil as well, it's like not allowing fear, doubt, negativity to talk you out of what is aligned to you and for you. For some of you, and it's funny, that Eye of the Tiger, it's a really passionate, strong song. There's something here about overcoming fear, right? Like, because I'm seeing someone like staring a tiger down, like it's all looking a tiger in the eye. There's something about an intensity or a strength here. There's a really strong level of self-empowerment. And I feel for many of you, it's like you may have broken free from limiting beliefs. I feel like any wounds to your confidence and your self-worth, you've broken through, right? And you're in this energy of loving and embracing all aspects of yourself. You may be feeling really empowered as well. Like you may be feeling more inspired, more lit up, more passionate about your path, about your journey. I also feel like you're going to be creating more or attracting more from this energy and vibration that you're in. Like you may find your manifestation abilities have increased, or you're just better able to attract, you know, the people, the circumstances, the energy that you want in your life. Okay, first oracle here we have Lemurian Shaman, Shadow Dissolving and Gaze of Truth, Going Beyond Fear, Initiation. So again, I feel like this group, you've done some shadow work and some integration, but again, it's releasing fear. And with that Five of Pentacles, some of you as well, like you're coming out of, if there were fears that held you back, with the Five of Pentacles and the Devil, these could also be fears or worries and restrictions around finances and abundance as well. But I just feel like you're coming into a time where there's less fear and you're more optimistic around your own talents, your own abilities, what you can do, what you can create, and how you want to move forward. And I feel like you're not allowing other people or their energy to throw you out of balance. I also feel like you have the confidence now to do something or to share something with the Emperor and the Empress. Like if there's something that you were wanting to create or to bring into the world, I feel like now you're not afraid to be seen, because you're really whole and grounded within yourself. So again, any barriers or blocks to your confidence have been released, or you're in the process of releasing them, and that's creating this ripple effect as well. We have Lemurian guide, sister, friend, teacher of infinite universal love. Yeah, Lemurian shaman and Lemurian guide. So you may have a connection to ancient Lemuria, but just in general, I feel like you've tapped into this unconditional love for self, right? And it's almost like you become your own guide, you become your own best friend, you become your own teacher. And that's why I was getting a really strong energy here of completion within yourself. Yeah, like self-mastery. It's like you've graduated through. Again, I feel like it may have started as a journey of a self-love or trying to improve your confidence, trying to really grow and evolve internally, but it's like you reach this level of self-mastery along the way. Okay, we also have here root portal, vitality, stability, and survival, fearful. So you have going beyond fear with fearful. And as well, there may be more abundance that's coming to you because you're doing something that you were once afraid to do that is generating more abundance. You could have had an idea or a vision or a path that you wanted to undertake, but fear held you back, or fear made it difficult for you to proceed and move ahead. And it's like now you're taking action and you're able to take those steps to move forward. And with stability as well, I was getting that vitality and stability for some of you as well. Your energy, you're going to be feeling as though you're, very energetic, very lit up. There's a lot of passion. There's that spark has returned. I also feel like you have a lot of stability within yourself, right? Where you're feeling more stable and grounded internally. And that's also helping you with this process. You have celestial assistance, angelic messages, guidance, enlightenment. Yeah, again, it's like you took a journey of self-love perhaps, or a journey of self, but then it's like you reached this higher level of awareness and enlightenment. It's like it brought you into those higher realms, spiritually speaking. And with that beam of light, it's like now you're operating as that lighthouse, or you're helping to provide that light to others or inspiration to others. But again, it's like you inspire others to embrace themselves, to become whole. I also think I keep getting this energy of power. I keep hearing the word power, empowered. There's something here where it's like if there were parts of yourself that you kept hidden, that were suppressed, or that you silenced, it's like they're coming to the surface and you're not afraid to show them or share them now. I also feel like people are able to see more of who and what you truly are, more of your authenticity, partly as well because you've become more comfortable within yourself, right? Where you're better able to, express yourself, share yourself, and allow that energy to be known and seen. We have heart of source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, serenity. Yeah, it's like you found, I'm hearing the greatest love of all by Whitney Houston. What's the lyrics? It's like, I found the greatest love of all inside of me. I don't know the lyrics. The greatest love of all. It's ultimately about self-love. And I can't remember the earlier lyrics, but it's something around like, something about the children. It's ultimately, I'm getting this energy of you finding and accepting the beauty within and falling in love with yourself. But as you fall in love with yourself, you fall in love and connect more deeply with God, with Source, right? Because that's the source of that love. But it's like some of you are so whole and content within yourself that it may be inspiring others. Because for some of you, I'm getting like this is like an inner union, right? Where this internal union of divine love, divine acceptance, appreciation. I also feel like people can't sway you because of this self-love, because you love who you are and you've come to this place of, peace, acceptance. It's like no one can kind of throw you out of balance, and there's not a lot of fear left because I feel like you trust yourself. You trust yourself and you also trust God. And I also feel like you've, weathered so many storms that even if an obstacle was to come along, it's like you know how to ride it out or ride the wave. You know how to remain grounded even in the face of challenge. Okay, you have Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. I also feel like you've carved a very different future for yourself because of the energy you're embodying. But again, I was saying about like embodying all your power or reclaiming your power. With Arcturian light codes and beam of light, again, it's like the light that you're embodying as well. You're sharing and demonstrating more of your light, more of your energy, more of your essence is what I want to say. You also have Akasha. Strip back and simplify. Look to your origins. So as well, like some of you, this could have been like childhood healing or healing the inner child, healing from, you know, family or bloodlines, breaking certain generational patterns. But it's like any barriers that left you feeling as though you could not love yourself or you weren't worthy of love, success, abundance, you've broken through. Like it's like breaking, they're showing me a glass ceiling and it's like you've broken through and now you're able to receive more. And again, when you truly love yourself, you want the best for yourself, right? On all levels. Spiritually, emotionally, materially. And there's something here because this level of self-love you've reached, it's like you're creating more, accepting more, receiving more, especially with the Empress. But you may also find that you're willing to put yourself out there or there's something you're creating. We have creativity, self-expression, life is your canvas. So with the Empress, I already said, I feel like your manifestation powers have increased or you're better able to manifest your dreams or desires into material reality. And I feel like your life is going to be reflecting that back to you. Okay, we also have relaxation. But with this relaxation card, again, I'm getting self-care, right? This could be like taking a vacation or just engaging in the things that are really soothing. I'm seeing someone having a bubble bath. There's something here around your self-care really being on point. But again, I feel like there may be something that you're really wanting to create or share or bring into the world. And I feel like now you have that energy and that vitality and the confidence, right, to bring it into form. Is that transformation here with the butterfly? And you've completely transformed. And again, I'm getting it may have started simply, like you may not have understood where this journey was going to take you, as we often don't, right? But there's a sense here of it may have started as I want to have more confidence or I want to learn to truly love myself, but it's like you've reached a level of self-love and integration that, you know, may surprise you. Okay, we have divine emergence, be seen, let the world know your gifts. Yeah, and I feel like for some of you, this confidence, this newfound confidence or this release of fear is enabling you to either share your gifts or truly activate your gifts and bring them out into the world. And for some of you, because of a lack of confidence, there could have been a fear of being seen or a fear of doing or creating something. And I feel like now it's like there's nothing holding you back. And any fear or doubts you had, it's like it's not, you know, it's not able to stop you in terms of your own pursuits, in terms of what you feel aligned to, what you want to create in the physical world. You also had Thoth with divine magic. The teacher awakens, the student becomes the master. I already mentioned earlier in the reading around self-mastery, and that's what I'm getting. It's like you've graduated. But especially with divine magic and the Empress and that card of creativity, like I'm hearing Alicia Keys, this girl is on fire. That's what I'm getting. And again, it's fueled by this self-love. But it's like whatever you're creating or doing right now has such an energy and a potency to it that I feel as though it has a ripple effect for others. Like it inspires them or it lights them up. And you have here, I am free. Today I find the veil of my ego has lifted and a vision of my new life has appeared. Now I am focused on my inner growth. I listen only to the voice of my heart and remain steadfast in the energy of love that I find there. I'm now free of duality, fear, and judgment, and I move forward on my path to inner peace. Yeah, I feel like you freed yourself from fear and judgment about yourself. This could have been like judgment about yourself, your appearance, your gifts, your abilities. And that judgment may have been making it difficult for you to create. Because for some of you, I feel like you have a talent or a gift or a project that's really beautiful, really powerful, and that deserves to be seen. And that may also bring you a lot of abundance, because I was bringing up earlier, part of what may have been blocking abundance was fear of doing something, right? Or fear of putting yourself out there. And there's a lot of abundance that's going to flow from that. Okay, you have self-love. Today, I love myself fully. I accept myself exactly as I am. I'm able to recognize my own divinity and to appreciate the purity of my soul. I take the time to care for myself. I enjoy myself. I nourish myself. I'm kind to myself. I'm grateful for who I am. Again, it's this self-love journey that's enabling you to move in this direction. And again, I mentioned your self-care, like the universe is saying your self-care is on point. You know how to care for yourself, you know how, like, what actions to undertake. Your relationship with yourself is healed. And I feel as though, oftentimes people think of confidence as, oh, I need to be I need to be more confident, I need to look better, be better, etc. It can get tied into, change or self-improvement. But it's like you may be understanding the truest form of self-love is self-acceptance. And from that self-acceptance, transformation naturally occurs, right? We naturally evolve from the love that is fueling us internally. So that's all I have for you. I hope this reading resonates and I hope you have a beautiful day.